Hi, Mariah. It is great to meet you. I'm Louise Smith. So in this fascinating video, I am going to teach you why some people with dyslexia mirror write their letters, such as this E, which has been written backwards. The reason that I'm interested in this and learned about it is because I have dyslexia myself, and I just found it fascinating when I read a book called The Dyslexic Advantage by Brock-eyed Ferret and Eyed. And it opened my mind to how dyslexia works and all the different advantages that it has afforded me during my life. So the very short answer to why people with dyslexia sometimes mirror write images is that they use both sides of their brain instead of one side of their brain to process written language. I know that's really boring. I'm going to try and make it a little bit more interesting, and I'm going to try and explain it to you. So basically I have to talk about why or how vision works in a normal sense. In daily life, when we look at an object, we actually create two images of that object. And it is thought that in evolutionary terms, that would be helpful, because if, for instance, somebody was pointing out something like a bear, like this, and said, "Do not go near that bear, it will hurt you," your brain could produce a mirror image like this, and then you would know what the bear would look like from either side, and you would be able to run whether it was a bear coming from this side or a bear coming from this side. So normally your brain produces two images of what you are looking at. So children, all children, when they're learning to write up to the age of 7, will mirror write letters. But what happens is, for children who don't have dyslexia, they tend to turn off the right side of their brain more quickly and more easily than children with dyslexia. Children with dyslexia, for whatever reason, are persistent, and they keep using the right side of their brain. And in fact, in neurological studies, it's been shown that people with dyslexia use both sides of their brain to process written information. And they continue to do that until adults. But that is why they tend to mirror write, because both sides of their brains are being used. And the interesting thing about this is that as people with dyslexia grow up, they tend to use both sides of their brain for most tasks, whereas non-dyslexic people tend to use one side of their brain if a task needs that more specific detail to attention. So dyslexic people, just by the way, can also learn to do that. It just takes more effort to do that, but they tend to be bigger thinkers and more into concepts and creativity and putting ideas together, which is why I chose my career as a life coach and enjoy it so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you learned something.